One thing I just noticed, one of these screw holes is stripped out. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that really shiny screw hole is almost completely stripped out. So what I've done is I've taken the end bell, and it has 3 screws in it, but it also, to mount it to the case, but it also has 6 mounting points for the motor to go into the transmission. So what I've done is I've taken the end bell and I've rotated it 120 degrees so that that's not the screw hole that's going to line up anymore. And that will prevent this from stripping out the rest of the way. The thing I want to take a look at before cleaning everything up and putting it all back together is the gearbox. I'm going to go ahead and start pulling all the bolts out, and we'll get this thing torn down and see what she looks like inside. HPI has put this cover over the pinion gear, which gives you access to view it. I don't think it gives you access to actually do anything with it. Oh, okay. It gives you access to take these 2 bolts out and allows you to take the motor off without pulling the rest of the gearbox apart. Okay, so we have the motor off. We can see here that instead of giving a slot to adjust for different pinions, different spur gears, they just give you a set of holes. That doesn't really allow you to adjust the mesh, but as long as they have the holes in the right place, that's not a problem. Okay, all the screws are out, so let's go ahead and pull the cover. Okay, cover's off. We can see the gears in here, also the slipper clutch. And that allows us to go ahead and pull this shaft out. And then we can go ahead and pull this one out. Once again, we've got all this black goop in here. I'm going to replace that with a dry Teflon lubricant. Let's take a look at these gears. These are nice machined gears. Looks like there's no real wear on them, so these look like they're in good shape. We've got the slipper clutch here. One of the things we don't want to do is get any grease on the pad for the slipper clutch. That'll make it slip a lot more than we want it to. Let's go ahead and pull these springs and spacers off. And we can pull the slipper clutch apart. Okay, we can see on mine the slipper clutch was actually tightened down so far that these pads were jammed all the way into the friction material. So this slipper clutch wasn't actually doing anything. You can see on here the slipper clutch material is all shiny, basically worn out and crushed. So I am going to go ahead and replace this friction material. We'll also replace all the bearings, and we'll get everything cleaned up, re-lubricated, and we'll put it back together. I also want to take a look at this MMH 4000 motor inside, see if it's clean, if it maybe needs to be cleaned up, and check the bearings as well. So we'll go ahead and pull this end bell off. Okay, I'm not able to take the rear end bell off, so what I want to do is go ahead and go in through the front. So we'll take this shaft off, or gear off the shaft, and got a little sticker here covering the screws, so we'll just pull that sticker off. And we got 3 big screws here to pull. Yeah, that's coming. Just take a couple of screws, put them in a couple of the mounting holes, and that'll allow me to go ahead and take pliers and pull on the end bell without damaging anything. Alright, end bell is off. We can see the end bell bearing in there, and you can see how dirty this bearing is. There's a bunch of gunk around it, so we'll go ahead and clean that up. Pull this out. And got the rotor right here. The laminations are covered with epoxy, so we can't take a look at the laminations. Got a couple of bushings, and then we got the windings down in here. Down here you can see the windings. Everything looks pretty good down in here. Wires all look good. There's a little bit of dust, but we can clean that up. And then we'll get it put back together. I do see down in the bottom a little bit of insulations off of one of those wires. I don't know if it's been being rubbed or what, so I may also take a look at that. There's the pile of parts from today. I'm going to get everything cleaned up, all the different bits and pieces and all these cups, and I will start putting everything back together with the new parts. The next video will show it back together, and then we're going to do some testing. Thanks for watching.